Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be doing some more 3D printing. I've got a part for a friend that we're going to print, and I thought I'd run you through my process for taking the file, printing it, material selection, a few of the thought processes that we go through, and how we go from just the standard STL file to a finished part. As part of this video, we'll also go through some really basic Prusa maintenance. So it's been a month maybe since I've last used a printer, and there's a few simple things that I do every single time before I use it, and I think this just helps look after the printer and gives you the best chance of getting a good print off your machine. A quick note before we get going, today I'll be using a new microphone, so please do let me know if the sound quality is better and the voiceovers come through a lot nicer. It's one of the things I highlighted before, that my voiceover quality wasn't 100%, and I think audio makes a big difference to these videos. So please let me know what you think of the new mic setup and if it is an improvement over the previous. But enough of that, let's get straight into this part, take a look at what we're doing and start talking through it. So, as mentioned in the intro, I want to give a quick overview of some small cleaning / maintenance tips that keep your printer in tip-top shape. So, after quite a while actually, over a month of no use, the main things you notice on printers, depending on where you store it, is the build-up of dust over the machine. Obviously this isn't ideal. You've got greased surfaces, your belts, obviously your bed. So one of the first things I like to do is go to my spray duster. So obviously this just simulates a bit of compressed air without having to have a compressor in my room. So pick these up off Amazon, they're dead cheap, and you can use these to spray off the whole machine, get all the dust off it. I like to go around the head of the machine, all the rails, the bed, and just give that a thorough once over. That is my first go-to before we start anything. So moving into the cleaning process, we grab the compressed air in this can and give the machine a good spray. You'll notice that the dust actually lifts straight off the machine, but unless you're catching it, it's pretty much going to fall back down. So we grab our microfiber towel, nice and cheap, and we use this just to wipe down all the main surfaces, being careful of the rods for the movement on the axes, just because there's grease on there, but a good clean and you can remove all that dust. Once that's done, I like to get the bed and get some fairy liquid and just give it a good scrub. This gets off any old excess glue or filament or just dust in general. So you give that a quick clean, dry it off, and that's ready to go back onto your machine. With the sheet off your machine, it's a good time to check the heat bed and make sure that looks okay. Just once again, make sure it's clean, drop the sheet on, and you're ready to go. Let's take a look at the part we're going to be printing today. So, usual place for a part maybe is CAD or SolidWorks, NX, whatever your preference is or whatever you're used to. But today, which I think is a good example for a lot of people starting out, is you will find a file maybe on GrabCAD. So we're on GrabCAD here, and this is the file we are looking to print. It is a Miata, so MX5 here in the UK, rear main seal tool. So you can see on the screen, you get an image of what it looks like, and you get a link to download that file. But pretty much this part will be used, we'll print it, and it will be used to press a seal in. So you'll wind bolts in where these holes are, and it'll pull the seal into the crankcase. So a few things you've got to consider. First thing for me is how much strength does it need? What material can we go for? How is it going to be loaded? Is it going to be a sudden impact? Are you going to be applying force over time as you tighten it? And things like temperature. I feel like strength and temperature are the two main things I consider in material selection for 3D printing. I'm obviously limited by what I have, but if I can use that, it helps me decide how I'm going to print this part. So let's download that, pull it into the Prusa slicer, and talk a bit more about what setup we're going to use when we print this part. Now, the first thing you want to do once you've got your file is bring it straight into the Prusa slicer. This is nice and easy, and it's done by the add button on the top. What you may notice when you bring your part in is that it is not in the right orientation. So as you can see here, we have used the tool on the left hand side to select the face and match that to the bed. A really simple way to do it, and that just means that you're printing on the right surface. Especially for a part like this, we want that flat surface right on the bottom. But at this point, we take a good look around the part and work out what sort of size it is in relation to the bed and how we're going to approach this. With your part now positioned as you want on the bed, we can begin to look at the print settings. So on the top right of your screen, you'll see you've got material, infill, and settings like that. For this part, I've chosen to go with a PLA material for a few reasons. One, it's got a high tensile strength. Secondly, it prints really well and at good speed. And thirdly, it's what I have. So we take that, we plumb in those dimensions. I've gone for a 25% infill and we hit the slice button. Here you can see the part's been sliced and we can see the internal layers and structure. I go with the standard infill pattern, and yeah, we take a good look around it. We check to see sort of what this looks like, what the edges will look like, and if this is going to work well. I'm using a standard nozzle with this print, and it's quite a large part considering the size of the bed. And we hit export, take that G code, and put it straight onto our USB, ready to go in the printer. So upon loading, always get my cutters and cut a 45° on the edge there, and that just helps loading the filament into the machine. So your filament's been cut and it's time to get this loaded into the machine. So we stick it on its stand and push it into the sensor, and we hit the load filament button. At this point, I just like to guide the filament into the machine and make sure that it reaches the extrusion gear. That's really important. Then you let the machine do its bit. You'll watch it slowly pull it through as it reaches temperature and ooze out of your nozzle. Now you just need to check that you've got the right colour and it's coming out consistently. We're all set up now and it's time to get this print rolling. So straight into the main menu, we've got our USB loaded and we can select the part. From there, the machine heats up, gets the nozzle up to temperature, and it starts doing its probing. So it's just checking the height of the bed. Standard procedure for everyone who has a Prusa Mini. And then we do the actual printing, and it lays down this test line on the outside and starts printing. And if you haven't spotted already, there is something wrong. I have got the wrong bed preset. So in one of my videos before, I was told about using the preset and I've started using that. Unfortunately, what it does mean is that you can make a mistake like I've just done here and not select the right bed. So we've got a textured height on a smooth bed, hence why this is not laying down properly. So it's a mistake and I thought I'd show it, but this is stopped and we go back to clean the bed and start again. As everyone knows, every time you do something, every day you learn something new. Here I've learned to remember to adjust that Z height preset, but we're back printing and that's all that matters. It could have gone a lot worse, but from this point on I'm going to let the printing run, stop speaking and watch this part come to life. 2.5 hours have passed and this print is ready to come off the machine. Now it's time to take a look and get those first impressions. Holding it on the bed, it looks wicked, nice and clean, no flaky edges, no stringing, and a really flat, smooth part, which is just what we want. Now we can pop it off. I love hearing that crack as you squeeze the bed and it pops off, and the bottom side is just as nice. I have to say, guys, this is kind of why I really like printing PLA. It's always run really well, and I get these high quality prints, which, yeah, it's unbeatable for a budget friendly machine. But yeah, that is the part, and we will cover a bit more detail in this next section. But this isn't a reason to get a Prusa. I don't know what it is. As you've seen, we've just popped that part straight off the printer. That was a pretty successful print, I think. PLA has always been good to me on the Prusa Mini. I've always had really good results, and that went down well with that little hiccup where I set the wrong Z height because of the preset. Rookie error, and like I say, you don't print for a while and you forget those basic things. But like I say, gave the machine a quick clean. We've discussed a bit about this part, what it's for, how it's gonna work and why it's needed, and then we've gone ahead and printed it. So that was a PLA, wants to cover again, that's a PLA, Prusa Mint PLA with a 25% infill on the smooth sheet. And yeah, that will be used to push a seal in on the rear of an MX-5. So it's the main seal. It's a really important job because it's a pain to get to, so when you do it, you want to do it right, and that will be used as a tool to pull. That will be set against there, you have your seal, and the bolts will wind in, and it will act like a press tool, pushing the seal into the crankcase perfectly. So very cool and very useful. I like my automotive stuff, I like my mechanical bits, so I can definitely see me printing some more tools out of a mixture of materials, but all based around a 3D printer. I think it's dead handy, and it highlights why one of these is really good to have on the shelf. So that, guys, is the end of this video. I hope you've enjoyed it. It's a bit of a shorter one compared to my usual 20-minute or so videos, but I hope it's given a good insight into the very basics of printing, from taking a file online or from someone and putting it through your printer. Hopefully give someone a bit of help if they're running their Prusa or looking to get one and want to see the benefits of it. For me, like I said, things like this where you can just take a file, print it, and then use it is dead handy. You don't have to buy it, you can literally, that's 2.5 hours of printing, and we've got a really high quality part. So thumbs up from me, I enjoy making it, and I hope you guys enjoy watching it. Until the next one, take it easy, and I'll see you then.